Yes.
Council Andrew Muge.
Yes.
Council George Sakimpa. Sakimpa, Your Honor.
Yes.
Council Wenaina. Yes.
Yes.
Council Wathuta.
Wathuta.
Yeah. Council Doritu.
Yes.
Council Kungu.
Kungu.
Yeah. Kungu.
Yes.
Council Albert Shimiu.
Proceed.
Council Wambugu.
Albert Simi.
And Council Maura Kabata for LSK.
Proceed.
There could be a few other learned friends, Your Honor, who may not have reached me. And clearly we are operating under very difficult circumstances today.
Proceed, Senior.
Yes, Your Honor, we appeared before your brother, Senior Principal Magistrate, about an hour ago or thereabouts.
Ambewa.
Yeah, Senior Principal Magistrate.
Okay, got you. Proceed.
Yeah, Gideon Kiage Oenga in court 2. And we made an application, Your Honor.
Proceed.
That the accused persons
Yes.
and there are several others, but today before you now, you mentioned Wanjiru Thiga, Kenyanjwe. We had the same names. We repeated the same names before your brother. And our objection to them taking their plea today and that they be produced in open court tomorrow.
Proceed.
Your Honor, this application was granted. And an order issued that the accused persons be produced in court when circumstances will be opportune.
That was in relation to the case of Peter Kinyanjui or another set of accused persons.
Your Honor, it was because we quite clearly didn't have any names read out. We were appearing for all of them, including Wanjiru Thiga and Kawanjiru, and you granted that application.
Okay.
And therefore, we are appealing that the same may apply pari passu, because circumstances are similar.
Okay.
Yeah, Your Honor, we quoted Article 50 of the Constitution dealing with the right to fair trial.
Yes.
And so my colleagues may want to add a comment or two, but more particularly our friend, learned brother Kabat LSK, but we feel very strongly that it is not, the accused persons cannot take plea today. We are urging that they take their plea tomorrow in open court. Should be there. There are issues about service of affidavits by the prosecution, which affidavits had not even been served. This is an application, Your Honor, that the order by your brother may apply pari passu. And we had you, Your Honor, when you said you were even very thin on the ground. These proceedings have taken time to begin because the circumstances in the country militate against even fair administration of justice.
Sorry, your call is breaking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Your
it is with connectivity.
Yeah.
See, I was asking if Mr. Kapata would also wish to.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure Mr. Kapata to add on to what I've just said.
Mr. Kapata?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. My name is Kabata. Just to join hands on what senior counsel is to bring the cows home. We have just left court number 3, and we find a challenge as to why the subjects being presented before were not amongst the lot that was presented before your brother in court number 3. And for good order, as we note that today is a special day, we support the plea that is being made counsel for the persons appearing before you, specifically led by Senior Counsel Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, that the orders that have been given by your brother in court number 3 also do apply to this subjects before you, so that tomorrow at 9, we appear in court number 3, where we will now raise and ventilate issues, including, which is very important,
Mr.
the question
Kapeta, we only have court 1 and 2, Kahawa.
Then it had to be court number 2, where we will now raise and ventilate issues, including, which is very important.
Mr. Kapeta, we only have court 1 and 2, Kahawa.
Then it had to be court number 2, where we will now raise and ventilate issues, including, which is very important. There is someone who wants to address you. That's Honorable.
Your Honor, Council Ndego Njiru, I know you're my senior, but allow me to address the. Your Honor, we appeared. I think it would be important for the court to take judicial notice. The 2 accused persons were arrested practically by persons that we do not know, to securing release before your brothers at Ruiru Law Courts and at Kiambu Law Courts. Your Honor, it would be prudent for this court that we get to know where the accused persons will be held, and that we defer plea taking to tomorrow, so that we are able to access them as their legal representative and advise them on the charges preferred against them. And further, this applied with all relevant events and material evidence that the prosecution has in their hands. That is all, Your Honor.
If you may allow me, through the leave of the lead counsel, Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, permit me to compliment the submissions made by my senior and my learned friend, Honorable Njeri, as well as made by my name is Degwa Njiru, advocate. My name is Degwa Njiru, advocate. Fair to be before you this morning, physically, but the same aspirations has been frustrated by the state, in the sense that the state has made it difficult for counsel to access court, as much as the state has made it difficult for the accused persons to access you this morning physically. As a result of that frustration, the honor that I associate myself with the submissions made therein area, that we defer this process tomorrow to grant the parties an opportunity before you. Of most importance to these proceedings is that the court ought to make or to take notice, judicial notice, that the accused persons were previously produced before the Kiambu courts, law courts, and the Ruiru Law Courts, where they were admitted to bail. Subsequently, therein, they were rearrested as ably submitted by my learned friend, Honorable Njeri. And for this is not just a unique situation. We would wish to address you before the proceedings commence. Simply, we need to address you on that basis. If the prosecution was preferring miscellaneous application, we also need to address you. Equally well, so I desire that we also be granted an opportunity to cross-examine the officers responsible for these heinous Act and the travesty of justice, and the court will take judicial notice that the judiciary has issued a communication to the public in respect to the manner in which courts were defiled by the state. Those are pertinent issues, Your Honor. This court is part of the judiciary that issued that communication. It will form a serious relevance in our proceedings. We are therefore prejudiced. Our clients are prejudiced by the circumstances created by the state, and we apply that to grant us an opportunity to appear before you tomorrow. I am most obliged.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, my name is Sakimpa
For the state.
Your Honor, with your kind permission, I wanted to follow on one issue that was raised on Bonjeri Minor on the issue of access to the clients. Your Honor, we wish to bring to your attention that yesterday, as counsels for especially the first accused party, Kinyanjui, we tried to access him at I think Ruaraka police station, and we were denied access. Ordinarily, Your Honor, whereas ordinarily we know that counsels we are entitled to access to the clients, we do request that an order that we be granted unconditional access to the client.
If I may, Your Honor.
I thought the issues been captured by the lead counsel, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka.
Your Honor, just one addition which is pertinent. This is Muge. With kind permission from Senior Counsel. Your Honor, for your brother, Honorable Oenga, tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning, and we would request that you take that into consideration, because all be appearing in the two courts on how we can manage that time. And it might, if Senior Counsel can speak on how we can handle that particular issue.
You say the issue of?
We appear before Honorable Oenga in the morning. So if we were to get a time allocation tomorrow, if the court is agreeable to deferring plea, then we must have time management on how we do matters in two separate courts.
You are in this matter or the matter before court too?
Both matters.
Both matters.
All can in both matters.
Okay.
So maybe Senior Counsel, you can speak.
Yes, Your Honor, for good order, we suggest that either the files are brought before your brother, Senior Principal Magistrate Oenga, or indeed before you. Because as you have heard the Counsel Andrew Muge mention, all counsel are appearing for all the accused persons. So to be, in order to consolidate the list of the into one file, but of course also taking into account what Counsel Minor mentioned, that it's apparent already miscarriage of justice on the part of the state, and that I think it was some council, Njiro now who actually informed you that even the judiciary issued a statement with regard to the manner the accused persons were apprehended after being admitted to bail, cash bail, and even as we speak, Your Honor, I think you mentioned one of them is very far away from Nairobi, and the other one perhaps within the precincts of the city. But this speaks to the high-handedness of the state in handling this matter. We will be addressing court on these issues, and we will submit very strongly that we do not think being charged with the offense of terrorism is appropriate in this case. So I hope you'll be able to take judicial notice of what happened in Kiambu and in Ruiru. And we so submit.
Okay, let's hear from the state. Thank you, Honor. I hope there would be no interruption from council. That I was not interrupting with their presentation. Just to address the concerns raised by council, the two suspects were, and today we are ready to have them presented for him. Indeed, they are before court. A charge sheet is duly for one count of commission of a terrorist act. And Mr. Kinyanjui is being held at Ruaraka police station. That is accused one. Yes, Your Honor. Held at Ruaraka police station. Present, Your Honor, before this court virtually for plea taking. The second person, Sarah Wanjiko, held at Capital Council. These are issues that have actually affected even us, the state. Your Honor, and that is why organized for virtual appearance, and all counsel and the accused persons are before court. There are issues and the sentiments of the court defilement, whereby they argue that the courts were defiled by the state in a manner which some of the arrests were conducted. We do not know these issues, Your Honor, and we'll be willing to respond before the court for that purpose. Your Honor, they've also raised the issues of an unconditional access to clients, Your Honor. The access to clients, Your Honor, is a constitutional right, and they should be facilitated. However, through the respective officers commanding the stations, and of course, with all due respect to the council, representation, and the family members and those people affiliated, all of them cannot be allowed at the same time to access, and therefore we also need, Your Honor, modality to be organized between them and the state for purposes of access. These people are not, Your Honor, they've not been held in command. Therefore, that issue has not materialized, Your Honor, for them to argue prejudice at any circumstance. The issues of miscarriage of justice. Just a minute. You may proceed. The issue raised about justice, the Constitution under Article 57(11) mandates even the DPP to ensure that there is no abuse of the court processes. Article 157(11). And therefore, Your Honor, as the prosecution, we assure them that you are here for that, to avoid any miscarriage of justice. The time between now the intervening period to the plea taking, and also as the matter proceeds before the court of law. They are only not managed by counsel. We'll be having a set of 3 matters as at now, and therefore there is a 10 will be taking plea after this. So although we are ready to have the plea taken today, I would concede that we come tomorrow for plea taking, so that the parties may ventilate their issue of law. All that I would like to urge the parties, especially the defense counsel, is that we work within the laws, and we all get patient knowing that we are appearing before a neutral arbiter, which is the court. And also the officers concerned are also obligated by the Constitution and work within the law. The affidavit of opposition of bail is yet to be served as alleged by Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. We will be serving the same before the parties appear before you, if the court so directs. The issue of consolidation and having the matters heard together before court number 2 is premature, since these people were arrested at different times. As you can see, the initial 25 have been arraigned, Your Honor. Now we are arraigning the 2, and another 10 will be arraigned hereafter. So the issues of consolidation calls for us to determine, and also the defense will look at the issues of counts and also joint of parties, before we can lightly join the matters that may not relate. That will be argued after the plea taken, Your Honor. And thank you for having the circumstances that are prevailing right now. That would be all.
Yeah. Your Honor, if I may.
Please sit.
Yes, well, thanking the state council for conceding that the plea taking cannot happen today. the matter, the matter of consolidation, I agree with him, may not necessarily apply now, for indeed it to be premature. We just basically are arguing that the file is before one magistrate, since I think the issues that will be canvassed may refer, to similar circumstances. So it is not that we do with consolidation at this stage, but that we have the files placed before one magistrate for good order and in order to be fair with the time management.
If I'm allowed by the court in that, I would say that still we can wait for tomorrow for me to consult the investigating officers as to the nature of evidence in respect to these two matters, so that we can answer that tomorrow if these are appropriate circumstances to have even the matters heard before the same magistrate. As these are two courts with jurisdiction to handle the issues that are before courts.
We are extremely concerned with the issue on compliance of court orders. That is our main issue. Compliance of court orders. The persons before you are supposed to enjoy some sense of liberty because they were granted bail, but there was defilement of that order. And I am surprised, as equally as my colleague, this issue, the DPP has not even taken judicial notice of what is happening on that end.
I apologize. Yeah, that escaped my mind. Sorry to the Deputy Law Society of Kenya. On that issue, the matters that was previously before the court in other courts, was a different set of investigation in different set of charges under the penal code. But now that these persons have been presented before this court, that is Kahawa law courts, for charges that are in tandem in the thematic areas that is covered by Kahawa law courts, which is usually counter-terrorism or organized crime unit. So once the ATP took over, that was a new investigation, a new arrest that was made. That is why they would not have continued with the board terms that were already given. It became a subject of a new investigation into terrorism and other offenses. The presence of the accused, virtually. Call them again. Peter Kinyanjui. Peter Kinyanjui. Can I see you, gentlemen?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could raise your hand so that I will be able to see you. Ruaraka Police Station, kindly. Ruaraka.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Is appearing which screen? Ruaraka Police Station, under what name are you appearing? You are appearing under what name? I can see you. And Sarah Wanjiku Thika. Sarah.
Yes, Your Honor. Present. Yes, I've just.
Can you turn on the video?
Yes, I'm on, Your Honor. I've just virtually raised my hand for easy access. I hope so.
You're able to see her?
Yes, Your Honor.
I've seen you. You're getting from where, Sarah?
From Capitol Hill Police Station, Your Honor.
This consensus, we have the fleet basically. So
Your Honor,
that's order.
we lost you.
Pardon?
I had thought we had you. I couldn't hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
I'm saying that this consensus, we have the fleet physically tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll do a reduction order accused to be brought here tomorrow. Between me and Kotu, we will agree on administrative issues on where this place will be taken for purposes of. So maybe by the time you appear here, we will have made a decision. Will that be all right?
That's okay. That's okay, Your Honor. And also for the record, just indicate that I appear alongside Mr. Ishmael Nguringa, Chair Thika.
Pardon?
Thika chapter. For the record, Society of Kenya, I appear alongside my senior, Mr. Ishmael Nguringa.
It was Mr. Kapata, or you have someone else?
But for the Law Society of Kenya, I appear alongside Mr. Ishmael Nguringa. He's online.
Okay.
He will wave his hand or say something.
If I may, Your Honor, one issue.
Was the issue of access to the accused persons? Senior, is it possible you suggest who you want to go and see the accused before tomorrow, so that we don't have a situation where so many people turn up?
Yes, indeed. We had agreed previously that Councillor Andrew Muge will be the one available on behalf of all of us. He shared his email address.
Who was to be available?
Councillor Andrew Munge.
Okay.
Yes.
For purposes of service. For purposes of service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we could just agree among ourselves, we'll go visit. But for purposes of service, I have shared my email address in the chat. That is for counsel, the prosecutor, to take note and serve all documents on me so that I can share with the group.
Again, I didn't get what you're saying.
I have shared my email address. The email address is andrew@mugalo.com for purposes of service.
Additionally, Your Honor,
Okay.
for
You
purposes
shared with the
of
prosecution?
he did. He shared that with prosecution. And we're also saying, Your Honor, for purposes of good order as well, perhaps Counsel Njiru Degwa and Counsel Maina Njeri could try and visit the clients before it's practicable.
You said counsel who and who?
Said Njiru Ndegwa and Honorable Jerry Maina.
Okay, very well. So we will defer the plea to tomorrow.
Your Honor, maybe possibly before you pen off.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Gorenga. With your kind permission and the permission of my learned senior counsel, Dr. Kalonzo, maybe, Your Honor, I would like to indulge you. Maybe you can consider the possibility of giving time allocation to this matter, because you are still for normal cost list, and this matter, Your Honor, may appear to be a bit protracted tomorrow. And there's also need for us to converge physically and agree on harmonious position to take in court. So maybe, Your Honor, you can give us a time allocation which may be convenient to court and maybe to counsels alike.
The indications that you're already appearing for another matter at 9. So given the same timelines and a protection order to issue for the persons, I've also made an order that Andrew Munge, Njiru Ndegwa, and Honorable Njeri Maina be allowed access to the two accused persons before they are arraigned in court tomorrow, between now and tomorrow. We will do other things administratively as a court.
Most of it.
Oh.
Your Honor, if I may, in regard to visitation, if we can have that order via email, because we're not able to attend the court. All roads are blocked.
We can upload it. The order extracted and uploaded.
And shared via email, because we are not all mapped yet. We might have issues getting it mapped.
Is it possible you sent the forwarding emails to our station email?
Very well.
Your Honor, I want to be of assistance to the court. I am as a devil's advocate. I am the devil's advocate. In the alternative, you could order that the two be produced an hour before the 9 a.m. time that we've given. I am seeing a possibility that even the order will not be of assistance.
True.
No, the production is signed.
I'm talking about the access. You're saying before today to tomorrow. In the alternative, you could just direct that in court an hour before so that we can engage with them physically.
If that is what they want to, the defense counsel team to change the orders that were given by the courts, they'll be able to that. We can have them here by 8. So, but they'll have to admit that now they are vacating the area order.
It is in the alternative. It is not vacating. It is supplementing the order.
You want to see them here, you wanted to visit them at the station.
Yes, Your Honor, if I may, there is a possibility that the roads might still be closed, so we should have both. We will try, but if we cannot get, if we cannot travel, then it will be produced as suggested by Mr. Kabata that 1 hour before, just in case we are unable to travel.
Okay. That's an issue of logistics. Can we leave it to those who are arranging to bring them? Yes, Your Honor. And then Mr. Wachira can communicate to them to bring them early enough. I'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you. I believe that will assuage your concerns. For purposes of logistics, let them arrange to print them early. So most obliged, Your Honor, we note. We note your concerns. Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Now we now turn to the other matters.
Most obliged.
Mr. Bendera, good evening.
Most obliged.
The most obliged, you have a good day.
You too. Can we do the virtual presentation?
Criminal case number 071 of 2025, Nzao Karloki. Charles Musyoka, Aaron Munene, Monyao Paul, Mwao Katungwa, Titus Maundu, Manuka, Lawrence Waswa, Ochim, Jackson Letarangos, Jackson Daguris, James Esamana.
Alongside Mr. Moy, the state is coming up, for